In the crisp autumn of 1994, the vibrant hues of red and gold painted the landscapes of Sweden, a country renowned for its innovation and rich history. The air was filled with an electric anticipation as brilliant minds gathered at the Ericsson headquarters in Lund, a city that epitomized the fusion of nature and technology. Within the sleek, glass-walled building, engineers and inventors were on the brink of a revolution in wireless communication, the likes of which the world had never seen. Among them was a man with a vision, Jaap Hartson, a Dutch engineer whose mind was a whirlpool of ideas and aspirations. He had a profound understanding of the limitations of existing wireless technologies, which were often cumbersome and fraught with connection issues. As he paced the modern halls lined with sleek devices, he could almost feel the pulse of the future beckoning him forward. The world was ready for a change, and he was determined to lead the charge. Hartson's vision crystallized as he sought to create a technology that could facilitate seamless communication between devices without the chaos of tangled wires. It was a bold undertaking, one that required not only technical prowess, but also the courage to challenge the status quo. The atmosphere in the lab was charged with creativity, where engineers spoke in a lexicon of innovation, sharing ideas that twinkled like stars in the night sky. With a team of dedicated colleagues, Hartson embarked on a journey that would lead to the birth of Bluetooth technology. As days turned into nights, the team worked tirelessly, their collective passion igniting the dimly lit room. They experimented with radio frequencies, seeking the sweet spot that would allow devices to connect effortlessly over short distances. Laughter and camaraderie punctuated their hard work, with moments of triumph celebrated by high fives and the clinking of coffee mugs. It was a testament to the human spirit, the perseverance in the face of challenges, a relentless pursuit of a shared dream. After months of rigorous testing and numerous iterations, a breakthrough emerged. Hartson and his team had developed a protocol that enabled devices to communicate wirelessly, reliably, and efficiently. They named it Bluetooth, inspired by the Viking king Harald Bluetooth, who united Denmark and parts of Norway. Much like the ancient king, this technology aimed to unite devices across the globe, fostering connectivity in an increasingly digital age. The announcement of Bluetooth in May 1998 sent ripples through the tech community. The world stood on the brink of a new era of communication, where barriers would dissolve and possibilities would expand. The technology quickly gained traction, finding its way into an array of devices, from smartphones to laptops, and eventually into the very fabric of everyday life. The once distant dream of a wireless future was now a tangible reality. As the years unfolded, Bluetooth technology transformed how people interacted with their devices, offering newfound freedom and convenience. It allowed families to connect over shared music, friends to communicate without wires, and professionals to work seamlessly across distances. Hartson's dedication and vision had sparked a revolution, paving the way for innovations that would shape the 21st century. In the heart of Sweden, amid the echoes of laughter and the clinking of coffee mugs, a simple idea blossomed into a global phenomenon, an enduring legacy of human ingenuity that continues to inspire generations. The spirit of collaboration, creativity, and resilience that defined those early days at Ericsson remains a beacon of hope in the ever-evolving landscape of technology. In the verdant heart of Sweden, the year 1994 unfurled its promise like a long-awaited spring, blooming with innovation and the whispers of a new era. The crisp air hummed with electric anticipation as the first tendrils of wireless communication began to weave their way through the fabric of society, forever altering the landscape of human interaction. In a modest lab nestled within the walls of KTH Royal Institute of Technology in Stockholm, a group of bright, determined minds gathered. Their eyes sparkled with the fervor of pioneers, each one a beacon of creativity and intellect, united by a singular vision to push the boundaries of communication beyond the limitations of wires and cables. The soft glow of computer screens illuminated their eager faces, reflecting a tapestry of code and ambition that would soon bear fruit. Among them was Lars, a young engineer whose passion for technology was matched only by his fascination with the human connection, as he savored the scent of fresh coffee, mingling with the musty aroma of old books. He felt the weight of history pressing upon him. This was a moment not just for Sweden, but for the world. The ability to communicate without the constraints of physical connection would open doors to unimagined possibilities. The team was engrossed in their work on a groundbreaking technology known as GSM, Global System for Mobile Communications, which promised to revolutionize telephony. This digital standard would allow for clearer calls, enhanced security, and most importantly, the potential for mobile communication to become a ubiquitous part of everyday life. The clatter of keyboards echoed in the lab, punctuated by bursts of laughter, as ideas collided and transformed into something greater than their individual parts. Outside, the streets of Stockholm bustled with life. Trams clattered along their tracks, and the distant sound of children laughing filled the air. Yet above it all, the hum of progress was palpable. With each passing day, the team's discoveries gained momentum, and their dreams began to solidify into reality. They envisioned a world where people could connect seamlessly, regardless of location, where distance would no longer dictate the strength of relationships. One fateful afternoon, as the sun dipped low and bathed the lab in a warm golden hue, Lars and his colleagues gathered around their latest prototype. It was a small, unassuming mobile device, yet it pulsed with potential. With bated breath, they initiated a test call. The room held its collective breath as the device emitted a soft chime, followed by the unmistakable voice of a colleague from a distant city. Laughter erupted, echoing off the lab's walls, a sound of triumph that resonated far beyond their modest surroundings. This moment was more than just a successful call. It was a testament to human ingenuity and collaboration. It heralded the dawn of a new communication paradigm, where conversations could flow freely, unshackled from the constraints of physical infrastructure. The ripple effects of their work would soon be felt across the globe, connecting individuals in ways previously thought unattainable. As the team celebrated their achievement, the sun set on the horizon, casting a brilliant tapestry of colors across the sky. It was a fitting backdrop for a moment that would forever be etched in history. The early 1990s in Sweden was not merely a precursor to wireless communication. It was a crucible of dreams and possibilities that would shape the future, igniting the spark that would lead to the connected world we know today. And in that lab, amidst the laughter and camaraderie, the seeds of a revolution took root, destined to flourish in the hearts and hands of generations to come. In the crisp autumn of 1994, the air in Sweden was tinged with the scent of fallen leaves and the electric hum of change. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over the quaint towns and bustling cities, a quiet revolution was brewing beneath the surface of a rapidly digitizing world. The era of wired communication had dominated for decades, but a new horizon beckoned, promising a future unshackled from the constraints of cables and connections. In the heart of Stockholm, the offices of Ericsson buzzed with an infectious energy. Engineers, designers, and dreamers were immersed in a whirlwind of innovation, their minds racing with ideas that would soon reshape communication. The clatter of keyboards and the soft whir of machinery created a symphony of progress, while sketches of future devices adorned the walls, each one a testament to the dawning age of wireless technology. Despite the advancements, the limitations of wired communication were becoming increasingly apparent. The tangled mess of cords and cables that snaked through homes and offices was not only cumbersome, but also restrictive. In a world that was beginning to embrace the digital age, the demand for personal devices that could connect people without the need for wires was palpable. The visionary minds at Ericsson recognized this need, understanding that the future lay in the realm of radio waves and signals, which could free users from the physical ties of traditional communication. Among the engineers was Lars, a young innovator with a passion for technology and a keen interest in how it could connect people. Each morning, he would arrive at the office with a notebook filled with sketches and ideas, dreaming of a world where communication was as simple as the touch of a button. He envisioned a small handheld device that could allow anyone to connect with loved ones, share knowledge, and access information at a moment's notice. As he pored over his designs, he felt the weight of history on his shoulders, a realization that he was part of something greater than himself. One afternoon, while sipping coffee in the break room, Lars overheard a conversation about the emerging global system for mobile communications, GSM. The concept of digitizing voice transmissions and allowing for multiple conversations over a single channel sparked a fire within him. This technology was not just an innovation, it was a lifeline that could bridge distances and bring people closer together. Inspired, Lars returned to his desk with renewed vigor, determined to contribute to this transformative initiative. In the months that followed, the team worked tirelessly, fueled by a shared vision of a wireless future. They faced challenges, technical limitations, regulatory hurdles, and the daunting task of convincing the world to embrace this new way of communicating. Yet each setback only strengthened their resolve. They knew that success would not just mean personal devices that were lighter and more portable. It would mean empowering individuals, enhancing collaboration, and fostering connections that transcended geographic boundaries. As winter approached, the first prototypes of wireless devices began to take shape. The excitement was palpable. Each new iteration brought them one step closer to realizing their dream. Lars could hardly contain his enthusiasm when the team gathered to test the first successful wireless call. The laughter and cheers that erupted in the office echoed the promise of a new era, a world where communication was unbound, where ideas could flow freely, and where friendships could thrive regardless of distance. In that moment, as the voices of friends and family traveled through the air, unencumbered by wires, the team at Ericsson knew they were on the brink of a technological renaissance. They were not merely building devices, they were crafting the future, one wireless signal at a time. The spirit of innovation was alive and well in Sweden. In the brisk autumn of 1994, a gentle breeze danced through the streets of Lund, Sweden, rustling the brilliant hues of amber and gold that adorned the trees. The air was filled with a sense of anticipation, an unspoken promise of innovation swirling around the cobblestone paths of this quaint university town. Inside the walls of a modest office at Ericsson, a team of engineers was poised to embark on a journey that would redefine communication as the world knew it. Among them was a visionary named Jaap Hartson, whose mind brimmed with ideas and possibilities. As the leaves fell softly outside, he was engrossed in a concept that would allow devices to communicate wirelessly over short distances. The thought of untethered technology thrilled him. The era of cumbersome cables and connectors was soon to meet its end. The team gathered around a cluttered table, papers strewn about, teeming with sketches and diagrams. Their discussions ignited sparks of creativity as they delved into the intricacies of radio technology. They envisioned a world where mobile phones could connect seamlessly to headsets, computers could share data without the need for physical links, and everyday devices could interact effortlessly. It was a dream that seemed almost fantastical, yet the seeds of that dream were being sown right there in Lund. As the days turned into weeks, the engineers worked tirelessly, fueled by their collective passion. The room was alive with the sound of keyboards clacking and the hum of machines, an orchestra of innovation in perfect harmony. Jaap's ideas began to take shape, and the team soon found themselves coalescing around a single name, Bluetooth, inspired by the legendary Viking king Harald Bluetooth Gormson, who united disparate tribes in Denmark. Just as King Harald had bridged divides, this technology would unite various devices, allowing them to communicate across boundaries. With every breakthrough, they celebrated small victories. The first successful data transfer, a signal sent from one device to another, was met with cheers and high fives. It marked a pivotal moment, a tangible step towards a future where connectivity was no longer confined by wires. Here within these four walls, history was being crafted. They were not just engineers, but pioneers charting a new course for the digital world. As winter approached, the project gradually gained momentum. The team organized their findings and prepared for a presentation that would unveil Bluetooth to the world. The atmosphere was thick with a blend of nervousness and excitement. They understood that they were on the brink of something monumental, a technology that would soon find its way into the lives of millions. When the time came for the official announcement at the Comdex trade show, the atmosphere electrified with expectation. The world watched as the team introduced their brainchild, explaining how Bluetooth would enable devices to communicate wirelessly, revolutionizing the way people interacted with technology. Their enthusiasm was infectious, and within moments, the audience was captivated, envisioning the possibilities that lay ahead. The impact of Bluetooth grew exponentially, transcending borders and industries. From personal devices to medical equipment, the technology found applications that transformed lives, fostering an era of connectivity that would bring people closer together. In the heart of Lund, the modest office that once buzzed with ideas had birthed a legacy that would not only simplify communication, but also inspire future generations to dream boldly and innovate fearlessly. The year was 1994, and the air in Kista, a bustling district of Stockholm, thrummed with the promise of technological revolution. Inside the sleek glass facade of Ericsson's headquarters, engineers and innovators toiled, their minds buzzing with ideas that could reshape human connectivity. Among them was Dr. Jaap Hartson, a Dutch engineer whose ambition was as vibrant as the Swedish summer sun filtering through the office windows. Dr. Hartson was deeply engrossed in his work, surrounded by the rhythmic clicking of keyboards and the low hum of discussions. His desk was cluttered with diagrams, prototypes, and coffee cups that bore witness to countless late nights spent pondering a question that had captivated his imagination. How could one liberate devices from the confines of cables? The world was evolving, and with it came the need for a seamless and universal way to connect people and technology. He recalled the early days of his journey, sitting in the small, dimly lit cafes of Delft, where he had first envisioned a world where devices communicated freely, as if in conversation. With determination, he had pursued his doctoral research, laying the groundwork for what would become a groundbreaking concept: short-range wireless communication. In the heart of the Ericsson lab, Dr. Hartson began to sketch out the contours of what he called Bluetooth, a name inspired by the 10th century Danish king, Harald Bluetooth Ormson, who united disparate tribes, much like his technology aimed to unite devices. This new standard would allow mobile phones, computers, and other gadgets to connect without the tangled mess of wires that had become so ubiquitous. He envisioned a future where family gatherings would be free of cords, where music could flow from a device to speakers without a single cable, and where information could be shared effortlessly at the touch of a button. As he worked, the atmosphere in the lab was electric. Colleagues gathered around him, their curiosity piqued by the audacity of his vision. He shared his ideas, painting vivid pictures of a world connected wirelessly. The initial skepticism soon transformed into excitement as they explored the potential applications of this technology. Dr. Hartson's passion was infectious, inspiring a collaborative spirit that would propel their project forward. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. They faced challenges, issues of interference, range limitations, and power consumption, but every setback only fueled Dr. Hartson's resolve. He knew that the path to innovation was paved with obstacles, and each hurdle was an opportunity to learn and adapt. Together with his team, he meticulously refined the technology, testing and retesting until they achieved a prototype that buzzed with promise. In September 1998, after years of relentless effort, Bluetooth was finally unveiled to the world. The technology would go on to become a cornerstone of modern wireless communication, enabling billions of devices to connect effortlessly. From headphones to smart home devices, Bluetooth transformed how people interacted with technology, fostering a new era of convenience and connectivity. Looking back, Dr. Hartson felt a profound sense of pride. He had not only envisioned a world where technology was untethered, but had also played a pivotal role in making that dream a reality. His work was a testament to the power of innovation, collaboration, and the enduring spirit of human ingenuity. The legacy of Bluetooth would echo through the ages, a symbol of connection in a world that yearned for unity. In the cool, crisp air of a Swedish autumn in 1994, the leaves danced to the ground, painting the cobblestone streets of Lund in hues of amber and crimson. The city, steeped in history, echoed with the whispers of scholars and thinkers who had walked its paths long before. Yet in this moment, it was the future that was taking shape within the walls of the Lund Institute of Technology. Inside a modest lecture hall, a gathering of bright-eyed engineers and computer enthusiasts buzzed with anticipation. They were on the cusp of something monumental, a convergence of intellect and innovation that would soon alter the course of communication technology. The air was thick with excitement, the scent of fresh paper mingling with the warmth of the coffee that fueled their late-night brainstorming sessions. At the heart of this gathering was a young visionary named Lars Lindholm. With tousled hair and a fervor in his eyes, he stood before his peers, passionately articulating his vision for a new multimedia communication system. Imagine, he urged, a world where information transcends borders, where connectivity is instantaneous. We can create a network that bridges the gap between people, regardless of distance. As he spoke, the flickering overhead lights cast a warm glow on his diagrams, illuminating the intricate web of connections that would soon define the digital age. Lars had been inspired by the early days of the internet, but sought to push the boundaries further. His dream was to develop a system that not only facilitated communication, but also allowed for the seamless exchange of ideas, images, and sounds, a true multimedia experience. Among the attendees was a diverse group of students and professionals, each with unique skills and backgrounds. They eagerly joined Lars, forming a coalition of minds dedicated to this ambitious project. As the weeks turned into months, the team gathered in the lab, their laughter and camaraderie echoing through the halls as they tinkered with hardware and coded into the night. By late 1994, the team had made significant strides. They conceptualized a name for their groundbreaking technology, Multimedia Messaging Service, or MMS, as it would soon be known. With this name, they encapsulated the very essence of their work, a service that would empower users to send images, sounds, and text in a single expressive message. It was a simple but profound innovation that would forever change how people connected. As winter descended upon Lund, the team finalized their prototype. The first successful MMS was sent, a jubilant moment celebrated with cheers and high fives. This breakthrough was not merely a technical achievement, it symbolized the dawning of a new era in communication. The implications were immense. Individuals could now share experiences in real time, families could connect across continents, and businesses could forge partnerships with unprecedented ease. In the years that followed, the impact of Lars and his team's work echoed far beyond the borders of Sweden. As MMS technology spread globally, it transformed personal interactions, sparking a cultural shift towards multimedia communication that we now take for granted. The dream of a connected world had begun to materialize, and though they were just a small group of innovators in a quaint university town, their legacy would be felt for generations. As the first snow blanketed the streets of Lund, Lars and his team stood together, gazing out at the city they loved. They had not just named a technology, they had ignited a revolution, one that would allow voices to be heard and stories to be shared, redefining the very fabric of human connection. In the brisk autumn of 1994, the air in Lund, Sweden was thick with innovation and creativity. A team of engineers sat huddled in a modest conference room at Ericsson, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of computer screens. The room was filled with the scent of freshly brewed coffee, mingling with the faint aroma of the pastries from the nearby cafe. The hum of excitement was palpable as they gathered to discuss a groundbreaking technology that would soon change the way devices communicated. Among them was Jim Kardak, a visionary engineer whose mind was racing with ideas about short-range wireless communication. He envisioned a world where devices could connect seamlessly, eliminating the tangled mess of cords and cables that had long plagued users. As he scribbled notes on a whiteboard, an unexpected thought struck him: the name for this revolutionary technology. His eyes glimmered with inspiration as he recalled the Viking king Harald Bluetooth Gormson, a figure from the rich tapestry of Scandinavian history. Over 1,000 years earlier, King Harald had united the disparate tribes of Denmark and Norway, forging a singular identity from the chaos of division. It was a monumental achievement that resonated deeply with Kardak and his colleagues, for their mission was no less ambitious. They were not merely creating a technology. They were striving to unite various devices into a cohesive network, allowing them to communicate as harmoniously as the tribes once had under Harald's rule. Kardak shared his revelation with the team, and the room erupted in fervent discussion. They marveled at the historical connection, recognizing how the legacy of King Harald could symbolize their quest for integration in a burgeoning digital age. Just as Harald had wielded his influence to connect people across rugged landscapes and cultural divides, their technology would enable smartphones, laptops, and other devices to converse effortlessly, irrespective of brand or model. The engineers delved into the story of Harald Bluetooth, recounting his life, his victories, and the impact of his reign. They spoke of how he embraced Christianity, bringing about a significant cultural shift, and how his legacy endured through centuries, a beacon of unity. The room filled with a sense of purpose, as they realized that they were not just engineers, but also storytellers, weaving a narrative of connection and collaboration through their work. With renewed vigor, they set to work, pouring their ideas into code and prototypes. The atmosphere was electric, charged with the spirit of innovation that had characterized the Viking era. Each successful test brought them closer to a world where devices could communicate without barriers, much like the tribes that had once roamed the Nordic landscape. And weeks into months, the name Bluetooth became a rallying cry of the team. It stood as a testament to their mission, to bridge divides and enhance connectivity. The Viking king, who had once wielded power through unity, now inspired a new frontier of technological advancement. In the heart of Lund, amidst the gentle rustle of leaves and the echoes of history, the seeds of a wireless revolution were being sown. The echoes of Harald Bluetooth's legacy resonated through time, guiding them toward a future where communication would know no bounds, reflecting the very essence of unity that had defined a king's reign. As the year 1994 unfolded in Sweden, a chill swept through the air, invigorating the spirits of innovators and dreamers alike. The sun peeked through the gray clouds, illuminating the bustling streets of Stockholm, where the hum of technology and ambition resonated in every corner. In the heart of this vibrant city, a gathering of brilliant minds was about to set the stage for a revolution that would reshape the world of communication. In a modest conference room at the historic Grand Hotel, engineers, entrepreneurs, and visionaries from across Europe congregated, their minds buzzing with ideas and aspirations. Among them was a young engineer named Jaap Hartsen, whose passion for wireless technology was palpable. He had dedicated his life to creating seamless connections, believing that the boundaries of communication should extend beyond the confines of wires and cables. As the discussions commenced, the air was thick with anticipation. The participants, a diverse collection of talents, shared a common goal: to create a standard that would allow devices to communicate effortlessly, regardless of brand or make. Amid the clinking of coffee cups and the rustle of papers, Hartsen presented his groundbreaking concept, a short-range radio technology that would allow devices to connect without the need for cumbersome wires. His vision was a world where phones, computers, and other gadgets could talk to one another freely, breaking down barriers and fostering a new era of connectivity. The room fell silent as Hartsen passionately explained the potential of his idea, urging his fellow engineers to envision a future where people could listen to music from their phones through wireless headphones, transfer files between computers with a simple touch, and connect devices seamlessly across great distances. The concept, initially met with skepticism, began to spark a flicker of excitement among the attendees. In the days that followed, the collaboration intensified. Engineers exchanged ideas, debated theories, and honed Hartsen's original concept into what would later be known as Bluetooth technology. The name itself was inspired by a Viking king, Harald Bluetooth, who united warring factions in the 10th century, mirroring the goal of their invention: to unite devices in a harmonious network. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the promise of possibility as they worked tirelessly to draft the foundational specifications that would undergird this new standard. By the end of the conference, the groundwork for the Bluetooth Special Interest Group was laid. In 1998, this group would officially form, bringing together industry leaders from various sectors, including telecommunications and computing. The impact of their collective efforts would soon be felt across the globe. The innovative technology that emerged from this collaboration would enable a new wave of consumer electronics, making wireless connections a standard feature in everyday life. As word of their achievement spread, the excitement was palpable. Children played with wireless toys, families streamed music through Bluetooth speakers, and offices buzzed with productivity as devices exchanged information instantaneously. The dream of seamless communication was no longer just a vision. It had become a reality that transformed lives for the better. In the annals of technological history, the formation of the Bluetooth Special Interest Group stands as a testament to the power of collaboration and innovation. It serves as a reminder that in the digital age, the most profound achievements often arise from the willingness of individuals to come together, share their passions, and forge connections that transcend barriers. As the sun set on that pivotal year of 1994, the seeds of a connected future were sown, paving the way for generations to come. In the brisk autumn of 1994, the picturesque landscape of Sweden, adorned with vibrant hues of amber and gold, served as a fitting backdrop for a momentous gathering that would forever alter the course of wireless communication. Inside a modest yet modern conference center nestled in Stockholm, representatives from some of the world's leading technology companies converged, their spirits high with ambition and purpose. Among them were luminaries from IBM, Intel, and Nokia, each driven by a shared vision: the creation of a universal standard for short-range wireless communication. As the sun began its descent, casting a golden glow through the glass facade of the building, the air buzzed with excitement and anticipation. The scent of fresh coffee mingled with the aroma of baked pastries, creating an inviting atmosphere for the discussions that were about to unfold. The hum of conversations filled the room as engineers and executives, clad in sharp suits and smart blazers, exchanged ideas and insights. They were not merely here to represent their companies. They were here to forge a new path, one that would connect devices and people in ways previously imagined only in dreams. As the opening session commenced, the atmosphere shifted from casual chatter to focused intent. The keynote speaker, a distinguished engineer from IBM, took to the stage, his voice resonating with conviction. Today we stand on the precipice of a revolution. The wireless future is upon us, and if we are to realize it, we must work together. His words ignited a spark in the hearts of those present. They understood that the journey would not be easy. Challenges loomed on the horizon, but the potential rewards were staggering. In the days that followed, meticulous discussions unfolded like the pages of an intricate blueprint. The participants delved into the complexities of wireless communication, tackling issues of compatibility, security, and efficiency. With each brainstorming session, the walls that had previously separated their individual companies began to dissolve. The realization dawned upon them that only through collaboration could they achieve a seamless experience for users, a vision that transcended corporate rivalries. As the conference progressed, the passion of the attendees became palpable. They were not just discussing technology, they were shaping the very fabric of human connection. It was here, amidst fervent dialogue and shared laughter, that the Bluetooth Special Interest Group, or SIG, was born. This collective, a coalition of industry giants, vowed to develop the technology that would enable devices to communicate wirelessly over short distances. By the time the event concluded, a palpable sense of camaraderie had formed among the participants. They had not only established a technical standard, but also laid the foundation for innovation that would ripple across the globe. The concept of Bluetooth, named after the 10th century Danish king, Harald Bluetooth Gormson, who united warring factions, symbolically echoed the spirit of unity that had emerged within that conference room. Years later, as Bluetooth technology became ubiquitous, enabling everything from hands-free phone calls to seamless connections between smart devices, those moments in that Stockholm Conference Center would be remembered as the catalyst for a new era. The collaboration of these pioneering companies fostered an environment where innovation flourished, demonstrating that when brilliant minds come together, the possibilities are infinite, and the impact on society is profound. Indeed, the legacy of the Bluetooth SIG serves as a beacon of inspiration, a reminder that through unity and shared purpose, we can bridge distances, both technological and personal, enriching our lives in ways we can hardly begin to imagine. In the brisk autumn of 1994, the air in Lund, Sweden was imbued with a sense of anticipation that mirrored the vibrant colors of the leaves. The city, known for its historic university and innovative spirit, hummed with the excitement of technological advancement. It was during this season that a group of visionaries, engineers, and thinkers congregated at a modest café near the cobblestone streets, exchanging ideas over warm cups of coffee. Their discussions would soon lead to a revolution in the way people connected. Among them was Jaap Hartsen, a Dutch engineer whose mind danced with possibilities. He had been pondering the limitations of traditional communication methods. With cords and cables cluttering spaces, the notion of seamless connectivity seemed a distant dream. The cafe buzzed with conversation as Hartsen shared his vision of a new wireless technology that could bridge distances and unite devices with ease. He spoke of creating a universal standard, a language that all devices could understand, fostering a future where people could communicate without barriers. As the cozy atmosphere enveloped them, the group delved deeper into the mechanics of radio frequencies, exploring the potential of short-range communication. The flickering candlelight cast shadows across their eager faces, illuminating the spark of innovation. They sketched diagrams on napkins, illustrating their concepts, daring to dream of a world where phones could connect to headsets and computers could communicate without wires. The idea of Bluetooth was born, a name inspired by a Viking king, Harald Bluetooth Gormson, who united disparate tribes in Denmark. This historical reference resonated deeply. Just as the king had forged connections, so too would this technology connect devices. Days turned into weeks, and the group's fervor only intensified. They began collaborating with engineers from various companies, laying the groundwork for what would become the Bluetooth Special Interest Group, SIG. In 1998, as the world was still reeling from the rapid advancements of the Internet, the first official specification crystallized, a testament to their hard work and determination. The joy of creation was palpable. They had turned a shared vision into a tangible reality. By 1999, the first Bluetooth specification was officially released, a moment that marked the dawn of a new era. The technology promised to revolutionize the way devices interacted, paving the way for wireless headphones, connected cars, and smart home devices. The ripple effects of their work would soon be felt across the globe. As people began to embrace this new technology, they discovered newfound freedom. No longer bound by cables, they could move and communicate with ease. In the years that followed, the impact of Bluetooth extended far beyond mere convenience. It fostered creativity and innovation, allowing artists and developers to explore new realms of possibility. The technology became a cornerstone of modern life, influencing everything from healthcare solutions to the way we share music with friends. Reflecting on that autumn day in Lund, one could see how the seeds of collaboration, imagination, and historical inspiration had blossomed into a transformative force. The vision of a few had united the world, and as the first Bluetooth devices emerged, they carried with them the legacy of connection, a promise that echoed the very essence of humanity itself. In the cool, crisp air of a Swedish autumn in 1994, the leaves danced like confetti in the gentle breeze, heralding a new era of communication. Within the modest confines of a bustling office in Lund, a team of engineers and visionary thinkers at Ericsson was on the cusp of a revolutionary breakthrough that would forever change the landscape of consumer electronics. The atmosphere was infused with anticipation and the intoxicating scent of fresh coffee, while the hum of computers and the sound of fervent discussion filled the room. Among this group of innovators sat Jaap Hartson, a young engineer whose mind was abuzz with possibilities. With his thick glasses perched on the bridge of his nose and his brow furrowed in concentration, he scribbled notes feverishly on a notepad. Around him, colleagues were brainstorming, sketching diagrams, and crafting ideas, all fueled by the singular goal of achieving seamless wireless communication. The vision was grand, to eliminate the tangled cords that bound devices together and pave the way for a future where technology could connect effortlessly. It was on this fateful day that the first Bluetooth specification began to take shape. The name itself, inspired by the 10th century Danish king Harald Bluetooth Gormson, who united disparate tribes, served as a fitting metaphor for the technology's purpose, to unite various devices into a cohesive whole. As the discussions progressed, the engineers formulated a set of protocols and standards to govern this new wireless communication method. They envisioned a world where mobile phones, computers, and other electronic devices could share information without the constraints of wired connections. The team worked tirelessly, fueled by late nights and fervent passion. They understood that their work would lay the foundation for the future of connectivity. Each protocol they developed carried the weight of their aspirations, ensuring that devices could communicate quickly and efficiently over short distances. The promise of Bluetooth was not merely technical. It was a philosophy of freedom and accessibility, allowing users to connect with the world around them in ways previously thought impossible. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a golden glow through the office windows, the engineers gathered around a central table for a moment of reflection. They shared stories of their own experiences with technology, recounting the challenges and triumphs that had led them here. It was a tapestry of ingenuity, woven with the threads of creativity and collaboration. They envisioned a future where Bluetooth would transcend borders, bringing people closer together, regardless of distance or device. Finally, after months of hard work and dedication, the team completed the first Bluetooth specification. With a mixture of pride and trepidation, they prepared to present their findings to the world. It was a momentous occasion, one that would set the course for how consumers interacted with technology in the years to come. Their innovation would soon find its way into mobile phones, headphones, and countless other devices, liberating users from the confines of wires and allowing them to embrace a new way of life. As the team stepped outside, the chill of the evening air invigorated them. They looked up at the stars, twinkling in the clear sky, each one a reminder of the endless possibilities that lay ahead. With the first Bluetooth specification behind them, they had ignited a spark that would illuminate the path for future generations, forever altering the fabric of communication and connectivity. And in that moment, amid the vibrant hues of dusk, they felt the thrill of being pioneers, embarking on a journey that would resonate throughout history. In the brisk autumn of 1994, the air in Lund, Sweden was laced with the scent of fallen leaves and the faint hum of innovation. The cobblestone streets, lined with quaint cafes and old brick buildings, bore witness to a significant shift in the world of technology. Inside an unassuming laboratory at the Lund Institute of Technology, a group of engineers and visionaries were on the brink of creating something that would fundamentally alter human communication. A soft glow of computer screens illuminated the faces of the small team, each member keenly aware of the significance of their work. They were not merely developing a new technology, they were crafting a bridge to a future where devices could converse without the constraints of wires. As the team gathered around a central workstation, their excitement was palpable. They were about to create a protocol that would allow devices to exchange data over short distances, a revolutionary idea that would give birth to what would eventually be known as Bluetooth. The lead engineer, Jacko, leaned closer to the screen, his brow furrowed in concentration. Imagine a world where your phone could communicate with your headset while you're on the move, or where your computer could wirelessly connect to a printer without cumbersome cables, he mused, his eyes sparkling with the possibilities. The team nodded in agreement, each member envisioning a day when their work would resonate far beyond the confines of their lab. As they toiled through long days and nights, the team faced myriad challenges. They wrestled with technical hurdles that seemed insurmountable, yet each setback only ignited their resolve. They drew inspiration from the Viking spirit that had once traversed the seas, boldly exploring uncharted territories. Much like their ancestors, they were on a quest for discovery, driven by a shared vision, to make technology more accessible and interconnected. In the spring of 1998, after years of research and development, the team finally unveiled their creation to the world, a wireless protocol named Bluetooth, named after Harald Bluetooth Gormson, the 10th century king who unified Denmark and parts of Norway. The name was a nod to their goal of connecting devices, much like King Harald had united disparate tribes. The announcement sent ripples through the tech community, igniting a fervor of interest and excitement. As the years unfolded, the first Bluetooth devices emerged, hitting the market in 2000. Suddenly, the dream that had once existed only in the minds of a few engineers became a reality. Mobile phones, wireless headsets, and even cars began to adopt this new technology, facilitating seamless communication that transcended the limitations of physical connections. The world was on the cusp of a wireless revolution, where people could engage with technology in ways they had never imagined. The impact of Bluetooth was profound, altering not only how devices interacted, but also how people connected with one another. The freedom of movement, the ease of communication, and the ability to share experiences wirelessly brought communities closer together, fostering an era of collaboration and creativity. Reflecting on that autumn day in 1994, as the leaves danced in the wind outside the lab, the team understood that their determination and ingenuity had sparked a transformation. They not only contributed to the annals of technology, but also paved the way for a connected future, where the world felt just a little smaller and relationships a bit more meaningful. Their legacy, woven into the fabric of everyday life, would resonate for generations to come.